Welcome, Dr. Colleen Koch, the Dean of the University of Florida College of Medicine. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
For those of us who don't know you very well, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
I trained in anesthesiology at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. I then went on faculty there, moved to Cleveland Clinic where I practiced exclusively cardiothoracic anesthesiology. While at Cleveland Clinic, I was there for 22 years, was vice chair of our Department of Cardiac Anesthesia. And I had other leadership roles progressively throughout my years there. One, I acquired some additional training, master's degree in clinical study design and statistical analysis from University of Michigan. And then about 7 to 10 years later, master's in business administration from Case Western Reserve. And with each of these degrees, I assumed different leadership roles throughout Cleveland Clinic, kind of put my education to work. So I had appointments in medical operations. Ran research and education for the Quality and Patient Safety Institute for Cleveland Clinic and the health system. It was we called it QIPSI, but it was the Quality and Safety Institute. And was vice chair of our department in research and education. And I did clinical research in the Heart and Vascular Institute there. So it was fairly busy, was very engaged in Society of Cardiovascular Anesthesia. I did a stint as a board of director, was the program director for the annual meeting, and was also on the board of trustees for the International Anesthesia Research Society, IARS. And I just stepped off a 12-year term, and that was very exciting, and was able to chair the board about 2 years ago. So I then went in 2014 to become chair of anesthesiology and critical care medicine at Johns Hopkins, where I had a wonderful time. We did exciting things and got the department to be the #1 department of anesthesia in the country with U.S. News and World Report rankings. So it was a very exciting time with wonderful talent, and it's very much a highlight of my professional career. And during that time at Hopkins, the dean suggested that if I'm interested in becoming a dean, there's a thing called the Council of the Dean Fellowship out of AAMC. And he said, this will really help you solidify whether or not you want to be a dean or a CEO of a big health system. And so I did the Council of the Dean Fellowship. It lasted not quite a year. It was involved a lot of reading materials, seminars, visiting seated deans. It was like finishing school for a dean. And as I've described my professional background, I love quality and safety, academic medicine, but the hospital operations are really exciting, and feel I'm good at it, and I enjoy doing it, as well as academic medicine. So I wanted to be able to find a dean job that involved health system integration, a lot of hospital operational activities and influence, where you have a seat at the table, as well as building the academic enterprise and your medical students and graduate students and faculty. So every dean job looks different, and the one for University of Florida would be an amazing opportunity. It has all of the elements of what you're looking for. A large enterprise. It's a public university, has hundreds of acres on campus here of an education, engineering, health and human performance colleges. It's unbelievable, the number of resources. There's a huge system integration effort going on right now. So all the work I did from Cleveland Clinic to Johns Hopkins is all parlayed into this role as dean. So it's very exciting. It's incredibly busy. And all the experiences I've had have just dovetailed into strengths in my current role right now. Got a great executive team that I'm working with. It's a lot of work, I'll admit, but it's exciting work, and you can make such a big difference in healthcare. And so I think that's what is exciting.
It's very exciting and very accomplished. Thank you for sharing. Academic resources, time, and grants are all scarce. How do you suggest people tackle that issue, or how did you manage to tackle that issue?
Just be really good. Be a really good doctor. Put the patient first. So your first 3 to 5 years out, I think you really need to be excellent at what you do and what you've trained to do. That being said, as you start looking at pursuing academic work, A lot of it for me, you got to do it on your own time to start. So, for me, I got up early before the kids woke up and worked a few hours every Saturday and Sunday. I tried to make not work when the kids were awake or I was home. So I was always present as a parent to be more comfortable. It might be you need to cut back on your clinical days while they're little and not feel embarrassed like you're on a mommy track or anything like that. You can be a solid academic person. It's just that the rate of growth might be a little bit slowed because of they call it responsibilities, but it's joy of being there for your children, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to choose, but you've just got to really strategically pace yourself. As you move along that journey, I always put the family first. Mm-hmm. And, but that journey as a mom and being a physician is so personal that it's fun to hear people share, what worked for them and what they were happy about, and not compare, but to get ideas, particularly for young people.
Thank you for being so open about that. And also, I especially like your comment about not being embarrassed of slowing down a little bit, because I think a lot of us maybe feel that pressure that you have to perform, and it's hard to do that. Being a woman gives us a unique view of the world. Any closing remarks on your experience as an anesthesiologist?
I love my job. I mean, anesthesia is a great field. Obviously, I chose it, and I think you have to be a special person to be able to connect with the patient instantly. And I think that requires just such a unique skill set, a combination of caring and an ability to connect with people and read, someone's anxiety, or, if there's something wrong, that intuitive sense, the spider sense, as I call it. So I think that, it's an amazing field. It touches everything from birth to death. And so our field is critical to hospitals and health systems operating effectively and efficiently. I think anesthesiologists make great deans. I'm just saying that. I think we do, in the sense that we're you're kind of moving everywhere. You think operationally, you think of throughput, you think of efficiencies. You want to make sure everyone is okay. The field it's just a wonderful field. I would go into it again. I love anesthesiology. So I think being a woman, I think it's a great field as a woman. I think you're offered some flexibility. So it's very much a family-friendly specialty to go into as well. And academically, you can study virtually anything: pulmonary physiology, blood transfusion, palliative care, you name it. So the field is wonderful. And I've had a wonderful journey. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.